They beat the Clippers. What's today? Wednesday? Beat them on Monday. 118-108 was the final there. And the Pistons are in town tonight. They have only won 6 times this season, so it's an opportunity to make it lucky number 7 with the Cavs. But if history is any guide, that probably won't be the case. But we'll see what happens tonight. Pistons, Cavs. 7 o'clock here on The Buzzard. We'll roll at 6:30, get your pregame going with Michael Snyder and the whole Hee-Haw gang. Alan, did Poundcake say that decapitated guy would divorce his wife? I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said.
He said the husband could divorce her tomorrow, but they're always going to be blood.
I see.
What does blood actually mean, though?
Well, it is thicker than water, according to some songs I've heard.
Right, but that's also a misquote anyway.
Is it?
Yeah.
Blood is thicker than what's the...
It's...
There's a longer quote, yeah?
Yeah, it's like the blood of the covenant is thicker than the... something like that.
Oh, that's biblical?
Blood of the covenant quote.
Blood is thicker than water. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Yeah, so it means people who have shed blood together in the battlefield, blood of the covenant, have a stronger bond than familial ties, water of the womb.
I see. Well, then that's how we should start saying it. You go, you know what they say? The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And people go, what? They go, there's a shorter way to say that. And you'll just go, is there?
But it doesn't.
And they'll say, yeah. And you'll go,
same meaning.
Is there? Well, I guess at first glance, his point was he said the mom was a snitch.
Yes.
And you know how he hates snitches.
Because he doesn't want his mom to ever snitch on him when he does something terrible.
Yeah, but she wouldn't. His mom would not snitch on him. His mom would help him bury a body.
Well, that's...
I'm saying that when anytime I've ever been in that conversation, if you're watching a documentary or a movie and somebody goes, would you cover for your kid? I have said no. I love my children. I would murder another person to save them, but that's a different situation, you know? No, I don't mean that. I mean, if somebody was like you or your kids, obviously I'd say me, right? But if my kid was like, hey, I killed a guy, can you help me? I'd be like, no. No. So, you know, Alan, you'd be surprised at how many people I know who never moved out. A lot of hard workers doing well financially. It's just their thing. And I said, yeah, that's a weird thing. And they're like, yeah, over here, but you go to Asia. Yeah, we're not in Asia. That's my point. They're completely different cultures. Yes, you'll have a lot of people living. There's a lot of Japanese guys who've lived with their family their whole lives.
They're living on a Middle Eastern thing, too,
yeah,
where you don't move out until you're actually married.
Right. But that's not what this culture is.
Right.
And I assume the people you know are not living in China. But maybe they are. The hell do I know? But, you know, we haven't heard from Darnell in a long time. And that guy's music to me was slightly reminiscent of some of the stuff that Darnell has cranked out. Except he is A, blind, not chopping anybody's head off. B, largely confined to a wheelchair. C, he couldn't be nicer, right? He was trying to make ice cream-centric music. Like, that's where his head is when he gets into a creative space. He's like, oh, he sent us some ice cream song years ago. Love for All Seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope the guy's okay.
This song is called A Love for All Seasons.
Nobody's going to chop a head off if they're cranking out bangers like this. And yes, it's derivative and it's, you know, but who cares? It's too good.
Tonight, it's a love for all seasons tonight. Winter, spring, summer, and fall, it's all right. Yeah, it's a party.
I mean, there's no eating my beans in there, but.
Yeah, but without A Love for All Seasons, we're not getting Mercedes-Benz eating my beans.
That's right. Yeah, so I don't know, but that's a wild story.
You got to give the studio one, and then you get to make one for yourself.
Is that what it is?
That's what he did, yeah.
One for the people, one for just me. I see. So I don't know what comes from that story, but it was definitely not only locally there in Philadelphia was it the lead story, but as it develops, as you get, and again, I don't know that it's going to get weirder and weirder because in many ways it follows an all too predictable pattern of a dude who blames everybody else for his problems, because he ain't right in the head. And so you can't develop relationships with people. You're angry all the time. Because it sounds like he's a dude, went to college, got a degree, very expensive, and is mad that he can't find a job or mad that he can't keep a job, right? So he's in the same boat as millions of other people who aren't decapitating their parents. I'm always curious, though, how that mindset always, you can set your goddamn watch by it. You can mark it off your calendar. Always devolves into, the government. Oh, I'm God. Like how it always goes that way. It's never like, now granted, I mean, if you're not of your rational mind, then you can't blame somebody for not coming to more positive conclusions, but it's always that. People who are pissed and they go, well, whose fault is it? It's the government. Okay. Either the government is a bunch of clowns who can't do anything, or they're the masterminds of the plan. You can't have it both ways, though.
Yes.
They're not
You're
both.
It is both. It has to be both.
Right.
They can't do anything, but they do everything.
But they do everything.
That's how they're able to throw you off, is that they're so bumbling and dumb that it also is why they, it's like the drunken master style.
All right.
They act like they're inept, but they're actually pulling all the strings.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a situation where you spend the rest of your life in prison. That sounds like a situation where they look for the death penalty, Hey, we got these nitrogen tanks. We're just itching to open up. Let me give you this money, then we'll get to the Poundcake Sports Break. You ready to do it, Cody?
I am.
It's your last chance today to win $1,000. So good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Play ball!
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
In the headlines today, Atlanta fans know how to say it with their chest. That's exactly what they did at last night's Lakers versus Hawks game when D'Angelo Russell was set to make a free throw after being fouled. I will say, before we play the clip, apparently rumors have been swirling that the Hawks are set to trade DeJounte Murray for Russell. So with that knowledge, check out the clip here.
Am I switching it on the thing?
You just drag it up, yeah.
Okay, hold on, Cody.
That's fine. I'll watch it in delay anyways.
All right. Well, they don't want him.
Bullying, right? But ouch, that hurts. But the fans have spoken. Will it do any good? Who knows? The trade deadline for the Lakers is February 8th, so I'll keep you posted. But I can imagine that if D'Lo goes to hot Atlanta, he won't be exactly welcomed with open arms, so no Southern hospitality there. Also, Eminem proves that he's a stand for the Detroit Lions. The real Slim Shady was not afraid to take a stand against the 49er fans, and he even flipped the bird toward a few who called him a big meanie, or a big weenie, rather, at the game. And we have a clip here. Ooh, it looks like Eminem was just about to lose it. But unfortunately for the Lions, Mr. Rap God couldn't be their Superman because the Lions ended up losing to the Niners 34-31. So they choked. They lost their way to the Super Bowl. Come on, they only had one shot, one opportunity. Mom Spaghetti, remember? Now you can call him Grim Shady. And lastly, it pains me to report this story. I hate marriage drama and families being ripped apart. But
He loves it.
He
With
loves
that,
it so much. He can't even handle it.
shut up! You're interrupting my sports break. But with that being said, if there ever were a guy to report on, this would be the guy. His name is Kyle Walker, and he's a soccer player in England, and he's apologizing for knocking up his side piece. Wait, again? Yes, you heard that right. Let's go to the clip.
Days in this ordeal where I've just wanted to curl up in a ball. I feel that now is the right time. I feel that my family, the children have been put through enough, and there's questions that need to be, answered within, my private life. I've had a second child, and, hurting my best friend. That's something that I need to probably find within myself, that why I've done this and why situations have occurred.
Well, it occurred because he was slinging that D. That's what happened. Getting your side piece pregnant for the second time is not cheating respectfully, Kyle. Not respectful at all. Now, for context, Kyle has 2 children already close in age. One by his wife and one by his side piece. Now he's expecting his 3rd child with his wife and a 4th by his side piece. Again. So we in the community have a term for children close in age with the same father but different mothers. It's called hood twins. And as for Kyle, we have a term for him too. It's called trifling. All right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this Poundcake Sports Break.
Love it. I like it. He's like, I need to figure out why these situations occurred. These situations occurred. Oh, it's the most, when those dudes are in that situation, they do it something publicly, make a statement.
He makes Tristan Thompson look like a regular old good guy.
Yeah, he does. It's
he was planning on not telling his wife. He thought he had enough money and enough clout to live 2 separate lives and not have his wife know about the new baby mom, the side piece.
You can't do that in this day and age.
I mean, you
but
can.
That's how revered those footballers are too,
can.
where they're like kind of they can stay in a bubble.
Yeah, and I think he pissed off the wrong person. He ain't got enough clout for that yet, or it's probably a lot of money to keep it quiet.
So how did that get blown up?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Because it's also usually
Is it the same side piece?
Yes.
It's also very rare that they
figure
would
out how
sit
this
down and
happened.
make a public statement.
He looks like he slings good D too. Like he looks like the type of guy that cheats. Like,
But he looks like a regular dude.
No,
like
he doesn't.
This is what I'm saying. That's how revered those soccer players are over there. This guy, he's got like male pattern baldness, and he looks like 1,000 other dudes, and he's got this hot piece of ass at home.
They're both
and
hot.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, man. Nah, he looks like he gives it good. The fact that his wife stayed, it should go to show. The fact that his wife stayed after him messing around and having a baby with the side piece, she stayed because she was like, it's these
That
too good.
guy.
The money.
Look at that guy.
Kyle Walker.
Yes, he looks like 1,000 other douchebags
bruh.
walking around. All right, well, I'll take your word for it.
And I guarantee you,
Your radar is better than mine.
as I read in the story, his wife is mad at him, but they have not filed for divorce. Like she's not talking to him. I think they moved out or whatever. But she gonna stay.
Well, he's paying the bills.
But so what?
Yeah, but she's gonna get the money.
alimony.
No,
Yeah.
I understand, but that's a long way to go for
Wait,
that.
if she moved out and everything, I think it's headed towards divorce. She's just
Nah, she ain't going
but
nowhere.
then he's stuck with the other girl.
You're not stuck with anybody. You have a kid. You're bonded for life regardless. And I think that's probably, again, I'm trying to think of my ratchet mindset. If I was a dude, do I want to get somebody else pregnant if I'm gonna cheat, or do I get the same woman I got pregnant when I cheated the first time? I would probably go. I know how she is as a mother. Like I know that
He
my
must
kid will
really
still be
dig
okay.
the other one, because guys over here are putting it in. They got 9 kids with 9 women. This guy, he keeps going back to the same chick.
he's old fashioned.
I really like knocking both of you up.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the same over there in England, because how long was Arnold Schwarzenegger able to keep his secret child with the maid? years, right? It was a teenager before he was a teenager before we found out that was Arnold's son.
Yeah, but it was like it was a poorly kept secret. I think there's a lot of people like when that kid came out, they're like, this kid looks a lot like Arnold.
But when the kid came out, but
it's also not in the age of social media either.
That was it was talked about on Wendy Williams. That's when we found out everything happened. That guy over there.
Yeah, no, but when he was a little kid was not the social media age.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. But
When Poundcake said that guy was slanging that D, Kyle Walker's a defender, so he does, in fact, slang that D in more ways than one. Well, yeah, these soccer dudes, footballers, got knocked up by a footballer.
I was almost got pregnant reading that story because I know it. The fact that he was bouncing 2 chicks, get them both knocked up. She was like, "Oh, you gonna give your wife a baby, not gonna give me another one?"
It's just so much work. And then you got to explain it to the kids like more than once as they get older, because little kids don't remember anything.
This is your hood
when they're
twin.
little, and then you got to tell them again. And yeah,
you can just send them links after a while and just be like, "Hey, here's the story. Here's the story about how you got your little brother and your other half brother."
That is one blended family. Well, maybe they'll go the Will and Jada route. You know, maybe they'll, I don't know. We'll be together forever, just not in the same house.
Nah, she's going to take him back. You got to. You stayed once. It's just another kid. Like, it's not like he ain't got money. It's not like
a fool me once situation, too.
Nah, you got to stay.
Number 2, she might be, all right, homie, we did all the screaming and crying before, and you couldn't keep it together, so it's a wild story.
I ain't see a nan not a tear in that whole interview. He was like, "I'm very disgusted with it." Like, I need you to make it seem like put some onions in the room or something. I need to see a tear. You ain't sorry unless I see a tear. I need to see a man cry. No one wants to see a man cry.
But you do.
To make it believable, yes.
You want onions in the room. He should have fresh chopped onions in his lap, so it's wafting up into his face. Put a little glycerin drops in his eyes.
Stunts like that ain't nothing but a smoke screen anyway. Like, so might as well make it convincing. Cry.
All right, well.
I need to see that lip quiver.
Forward your public relations questions to Poundcake, care of the Alan Cox Show. I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192. Listen wherever you are in the iHeart Radio app, and we'll be back.
There are many harsh lessons to be learned from the gambling experience. And when you play with the Buzzard Bookie, you won't learn